Hello, good evening, and welcome along to the West Yorkshire Football Show as we take a look and review Manchester United 1, Leeds United 2, our first win at Old Trafford in 45 years. By the way, this comes, a week after we made our first FA Cup semi-final in 39 years, so we're breaking some records and trends recently. My emotions are all over the place. I'm high as the sky. I cannot believe what we've seen tonight. I've been a total pessimist about this game. Complete and utter pessimist in the run. I didn't think we were going to get a sniff from this game, but Leeds United came out and we were unbelievable. An unbelievable performance from the boys tonight, and a hero born in Noah Okafor, 2 goals at Old Trafford. You know, it's going to be written in the memory books, is that one. Absolutely sensational stuff. Have Leeds United just guaranteed Premier League football next season with that result? That takes us 6 points above Spurs with, 6 games to go? Unbelievable. We've just played our hardest game on paper as well, and we've put that to bed. We got the 3 points. Jay, where do you start with that? What a night. What a victory. I mean, God, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't see that coming. But I've got to say, you were manifesting this all week, weren't you? You had good vibes, man, but I can't believe we've done it.
I genuinely have been saying it all week, and it's been...
Really, honestly, it has. It's crazy.
I've been kind of willing it into existence more than like a genuine belief, but I can't lie, and me and you have said this just before coming on. I'm not also stunned because away from home, we've not been as bad as the record has suggested. No. We've been playing well, and we've played well all season, and we've deserved this. And just like Browney says, I'm high as a kite as well. I was 19 when we beat Manchester United at Old Trafford in the FA Cup. A lot has gone on since then. We were in League One at the time. The last time that we beat Manchester United in the league at Old Trafford was 1981. I didn't even come into existence until 9 years after that. Like, this could be once in my lifetime. Like, as much as, you know what, they can kind of be like, oh, you know, we're big Manchester United and we don't care about them that much. They care. They absolutely care. Now, sure, the rivalry might be slightly more on our side, but that being, we all have a rival of some sort, and for us, it's them, and it feels like that were our moment. Yeah. It just feels like it's a moment that we've all deserved for so long. And I'm going to get into the Farker glazing before too long, because that's going to come because...
Oh, there's going to be a lot of Farker glazing.
Back-to-back weeks, we've achieved something that I wouldn't have imagined that we've been able to achieve in forever. So, you know, I'm just so proud of everything that we've kind of built to tonight. We deserved it. We were excellent. I said to you before coming on, I actually think that that's our best Premier League performance since returning to the Premier League under Marcelo Bielsa and Daniel Farker. I certainly think the first half, the first 45 minutes, was without a doubt the best Premier League performance that I've seen since we returned. I can think of going back. It reminded me, if I'm honest with you, of when we beat Arsenal at Highbury in the 3-2 victory, when we kind of guaranteed safety back in 2000.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah.
It reminded me of that because we were very good that day as well, and we went down there not expecting anything, and we came away with all 3 points and guaranteed survival pretty much. Where it kind of feels like a little bit like that today. So, mate, I need to stop talking and stop waffling. I don't know how you kind of try and put this together in any sort of order. Thank you guys for all the comments.
Yeah,
we're going to get to them. And you know what? We should glaze over this today. We should be passionate about it. We should be excited. 100%. Like, 100%. We have had so much misery. And even going there, I'd point over there towards the TV. Over the more recent times, we went there and scored the Luke Ayling goal and thought we were going to get something and got smashed. We went 2-0 up under Skubala and came out in the second half and threw it away. You know, I think we got beat 6-2 there as well in
first season under Bielsa as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is so deserved, and we deserve to beat him at Ellen Road. And today we got it done, man. We got it done.
We did it.
We absolutely did it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Guys, if you watch along, please do smash a like on the video. Get subscribed to the channel. Let's get to some comments. Gav, Noah's Ark indeed. He gets 2 at a time, doesn't he? Arman Okafor.
Johnny, what a game.
The best for years. Mark, great result, lads. Martin, I was at Old Trafford in 1981. The match was rearranged to a Tuesday night. I walked home from Leeds to Bradford along the canal. Farker is fantastic. Love that. Absolutely love that. Gav, thank God for DCL's ponytail.
I mean, we'll get to that at some point, but I actually think it made it harder. I think the 10-men situation made it harder because they had nothing to lose at that point. Yeah,
I know what you mean. It plays with, and we when it initially happened, we seemed to be coping really well, and then it kind of went to pot a bit. But we'll get into it a bit more after. Glenn, my nerves are absolutely shredded. Yeah, me too. Johnny. Farker is underrated and deserves so much credit. Absolutely.
Giving some props, giving some props.
Yeah. If we can beat Wolves on Saturday, we will be 9 points clear of Spurs before they play at 5:15. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And AO should have made it 3 indeed. I mean, let's try and get some semblance of an order. I know it's difficult. Emotions are flying all over the place, and that's fine, as it should be. The starting lineup, Jay, we said in the group, you called it straight away. This is not a lineup that is going there to park the bus or, sit deep. It had Okafor in it. It had Tanaka, who's kept his place. And it just worked. I mean, you could just see Gabby made it. Obviously, there were some doubts last week about Gabby and Beale. They both made it brilliant. And it just clicked. I mean, the chance straight away, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And suddenly you're thinking, we've properly turned up here. And we should have been 1-0 up, within a couple of minutes. But thankfully, we're just a couple of minutes after that. But to go into a game like this, Jay, I mean, the thing is, the pressure was ramped up from that West Ham victory Friday night because suddenly that line moves up. We talked about it last week saying, all the, from 18th upwards, they're all going to have 30 points or more. And that's exactly what happened. West Ham smashed Wolves to pieces. And all of a sudden, it puts a different perspective on it all. And there's a bit of pressure building Leeds as way. Forest get a draw. Obviously, Spurs lose. We come to this game, Old Trafford, rivals, 45-year history, all this stuff. And yet we go out with every intention to create, be positive and look to win the game. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah. And again, people will think that I'm just saying this for the sake of saying it and defending things that I've said in the past. I mean, thankfully, I've been proven right. And I'm confident that I'll continue to get proven right, whereas Daniel Farker's concerned. The results that we've managed to build throughout the last 3 months have led to us being able to throw everything at Manchester United tonight. With an under strength side, by the way, a weakened side, we were able to go to Old Trafford today and do what we did because we had the cushion going into this championship round, this back end of the season, the important part. And again, a manager that is not getting his message across can't do that at this stage of the season when the pressure's hitting. He's managing to keep them all calm, putting them together with, injuries and walking wounded. We're hearing that Biol and Gabby are lucky to make the pitch tonight. When they play like that, it's unreal. And I mean, we do deserve another 7 to 10 points on the board. We should be comfortable. We should be in that bracket with Newcastle and the group above us, really.
Yeah, we should.
Because of the quality difference that we've got, we're not, and a bit of luck and a bit of this and a bit of that. But yeah, mate, it's almost difficult to put it into words. But I think that the performance to a man, there weren't a bad performance within him, but the whole thing just flowed perfectly. Our midfield without Anton Stack would worry us. Brendan, I thought, was brilliant. It was brilliant. He's harassing, he's defending from the front. He's so underrated. Ampadu and Tanaka took his chance tonight. There were a couple of moments earlier that gave me a bit of the heebie-jeebies, but outside of that, he were creative. He was brave, really brave in tight, difficult areas. The back line, James Justin, What a player. What a signing. Jacobiol, my man of the match, Jacobiol. I've seen a few different names banded about, but and none of them are wrong. But Jacobiol, for me, unreal. Outside of one moment where he got turned by Šeško, he was unbeatable all night. Pascal Struijk was excellent. Distribution was perfect. Gabby was relentless. Jaden down the other side. Honestly, it's 1-11. Caldalo deserves so many props. Yeah, he makes a big save from Šeško that when Biol let him through. Then there's ones later on where he's palming him away and he's making big saves. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, to give him some massive props. Everything you would want from a number 9 other than putting the ball in the back of the net tonight.
Yeah.
But he was as good as scoring one of them goals for the 2 blocks that he makes later on. Yeah. And that intelligence, and it's been switched on for the for the full duration. 1-11, mate, and including the subs, because I thought Gruev were great when he came on, and I thought Nonto had his part to play as well. They were just brilliant.
Yeah, they really were. It was just there. Talk to me about Noah Okafor. 2 goals, come back into the team against West Ham, and we noted how sharp he looked against West Ham, and he just carried that on tonight. I mean, he's just a problem for teams, isn't he? He just gives us just an entirely different dimension when he's on the field. And look, there's a couple of moments where you're like, oh, just tighten up a little bit there, Noah, and just, but what he gives you, and the goals, by the way, I mean, the second one, the hit is just cracking.
I think the first is unreal because he reacts to it so quick because it takes a deflection off of Lenny Yoro and the way that he kind of manoeuvres his body. It's a funny one because, when Willie Gnonto stands up a fullback, you never really believe he's going to take him on, and the fullback looks like he knows he's not going to take him on as well. With Noah Okafor, there's like this kind of like a threat that isn't even apparent, but the defender feels it and no one knows he can do it. So they give him an extra 1 or 2 yards and it gives Okafor this space to run into. He's just got the feeling of quality about him. And yeah, you're right. The technique on both strikes was brilliant. It was excellent, mate. And in the round table show, jumped on before kickoff. Downs in the point that we weren't as weakened as we maybe thought we were going to be running into this game because we've lost Joan, lost Stack, but Okafor was fit, Gabby was fit, and Jacobiol was fit, and it was a great point by him. And while I played kind of devil's advocate for both, because Stack was a massive miss, I made the point that Noah Okafor is our creative spark. He's everything that is really good about the attacking line from a creative sense. He makes Gabby Goodmonson a better player. He makes Jaden Bogle and Justin or whoever on the other side better players. He makes Brendan better. He makes Dominic Calvert-Lewin look better. And you saw that from minute 1 today. Gabby cross for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If anything, it was too close to the keeper by the time to kind of striking the ball. But they were just. Yeah, Okafor was excellent. He got man of the match tonight, which is good for the 2 goals. Yeah. And you know what? If you saying to me he's man of the match, then it's fine. He fully deserves it.
It's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Gav, let's go do business now versus Wolves. Get to 39 points. Mark, not a poor Leeds player on the pitch, 110%, all of them. Nige, Carrick, your boys took it one hell of a beating tonight. Great performance tonight. Props to Farker.
Alan Brazil, Alex Ferguson, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Roy Keane, your boys took one hell of a beating.
I want someone to tell me, what did Roy Keane say? Because a little clip came up. I had a different feed for commentary. I had a little clip on my phone running up where he was saying it should be a comfortable win for Man United tonight or something pre-game. But he tends to be very kind of, he gives praise. Pretty stoic about it. But
at the end of the game, he was the first one that they kind of went to, and he just went, Leeds deserved it. He just shut it down really, but Leeds deserved it. Gary Neville were the same, to be fair. He wasn't salty as such.
No.
He was more disappointed in the performance, but praising Leeds because I don't think it was that they were terrible. I just think we were so good in that first half.
They didn't expect that, did they? They did not expect Leeds to. I think they probably thought they could play themselves into the game, nice and relaxed, do what they wanted to do, dictate. But we were just not having it at all. And you can't emphasize what a nightmare place this has been to go for so many. I remember O'Leary teams going there. I remember Howard Wilkinson teams going there. It couldn't get sniff.
Yeah.
Very rarely looked like ever winning a game there. It was always, a nightmare going there. And this record, obviously, the years just pile on. And to kind of put all that to bed, I mean, at this time, this crucial juncture of the season, Jay, I mean, that is the last place I thought we would go and get 3 points. It really is. Honestly, it's mad. It's mental that we've got to do it.
So I'll just quickly tell the guys. I pulled this shirt out of the drawer earlier. This is my lucky shirt, and it followed me through the Bielsa period mainly, and the centenary shirt. And I've never put this on and seen us lose, but it got so far. I think I got to about 28 games where I'd not seen us lose. I was kind of like, I can't just keep bringing it out because eventually we're going to lose. So I think it ended up getting to a Premier League season and I started to wear it more sparingly. So earlier on, I've not wore it in ages. Earlier on, I thought, I'm bringing it out. I feel like I've been manifesting this result all week. I'm going to put it on just for this game. And the shirt does it again, mate. The shirt does it
delivered again. It has delivered again. There's something about the shirt, but I just didn't see it. I'll be honest with you. I was after the West Ham game.
You were flapping at the weekend.
I was flapping. I was getting to a stage where I was definitely feeling the old pessimist Browney was coming back. You know what I mean? He's been dormant for a while. As old pessimist Browney, but he was back. He was back this way. I just felt like, do you know what it was? It was with the injuries and, West Ham are suddenly, putting 4 at home. I just thought, I don't like where this is going. It just felt very, Forest look a lot better. Spurs have got De Zerbi. Ooh, we don't know what what's going to happen there. They still look useless, thankfully. But it just felt like things are going against us. But like you said, we've been, particularly away from home, we've been excellent for a long time. How we've only got one other win from that is just basically, that quality later on that we're not able to bring on maybe, or just, I think when you mentally know you're the weaker team or you're the team with the lower expectations, you probably just naturally go into a bit of a shell. If you're winning away at Villa Park, which we were, you're winning away at Hill Dickinson Stadium, which we were, all of a sudden it's like, oh God, we were only 1-0 up at any point. We had 2 tonight. Do you know what I mean? It's like we managed to get 2 goals. So we gave ourselves a bit of a buffer, which we haven't done before. St. James's against Newcastle. I mean, God, how we didn't win that one. It was crazy. We were miles better that night.
Browney, I think that performance has been coming all season, especially.
I do. Yeah.
I mean, I lost track of the amount of times that we've come on and been like, how have we not won that game again?
Yeah.
Like you can have that 2, 3, 4 times, but we've said it 8, 9, 10 times this season.
Yeah.
Like from word go, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember the Bournemouth game, which were, I don't know, week 4 or 5, the 2-2 draw, the Spurs loss at home.
So many, Jay. We've said it all season.
We have. We've said it time and time and time again. And over this run since the start of December to now, this run away from home has been the same as well. The Man City and the Newcastle, they're the only 2 losses that we've had during that time away from home. They were both unbelievably unfortunate, especially the Newcastle one.
Yeah.
So, we should have won that game. But it's been coming. It's been coming. And I think
we've done it. I'm just sat here thinking, God, we've actually done it. I do want to bring James's comment in. Thanks for joining us on stream, mate. As a Man United fan, I don't trust any of these players that we have. I'm not shocked by the result. We've been really bad, but the results have papered all the cracks. I mean, Gav mentioned it earlier. That's damaging for Carrick, that as well, isn't it? And his hopes for getting the job on a permanent basis.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think anybody jumping down the gun too quickly with Carrick is very naive and short-sighted. We were actually saying on the round table, me and Gaz both agreed that we thought it was the same as Solskjaer. It was a similar kind of momentum when he first took over on a temporary basis, and Chris and Downsy disagreed in that he thought that they were he was more recent than Ollie was. I personally think it's exactly the same. I think they're both completely unqualified for the big job. It's different when you've got the momentum of being the caretaker. You're like the substitute teacher, and if he were to get a 3-year deal, it'll end up going exactly back to the way that it was under Amorim and Ten Hag, and there's an underlying deep-rooted issue there. They rely so much on Bruno Fernandes as well, who, you know, is, in my opinion, I think he's overrated, but he's essential to everything that they do. The quality that they have is all him, really, and everything else is kind of facilitated around it. So, yeah, I think that they are probably flattering a little bit, even under Carrick, and it'll be interesting to see which way they go.
Yeah, it will. Dick, thanks for coming. With that starting 11, if West Ham put 4 past Wolves, I think we will destroy Wolves. I mean, the thing is as well, Jay, it's that feeling now going into that game against Wolves on the back of this. Because the feeling now, the Ellen Road's going to be buzzing. There's a little bit of pressure off us now. 36 points with 6 games to go, Jay. And we've got bottom of the league who, they had a bit of possession against West Ham, but they were largely useless. I mean, if Leeds win that, it's done, isn't it? 39 points. I mean, it feels very tonight. I mean, 36 points. I mean, it feels, mega. I mean, I can't overstate how big that is tonight.
I just don't see West Ham and Spurs particularly getting 37 points. No. I just don't see it at all. We've got Spurs to play, and we know how bad they are at home. We've seen how good we are away from home. Like, it's hard to say that because we've only won twice. But crazy, also in the last 9, we've drawn 7 of them. That's not a bad side. It's a side that's so close. Villa, who, have got their acts together more recently, and they should have beaten Forest at the weekend. They battered them. We went there and largely played them off the pitch as well, and it took a 92nd minute bloody flick off a thigh that went in by accident. Again, just another moment that we should have taken 3 points. So, yeah, I personally think we go and we beat Wolves on Saturday. I don't think just because West Ham beat them on Friday and we beat Manchester United tonight is easy. That's not the way that it goes. But if we do go at them, and I think we've got that freedom to do that now, especially in front of the Ellen Road crowd, we can wrap this up on Saturday. 39 points, in my opinion, is I don't even think we need another point on the bottom. We'd get some.
Yeah.
Go and beat Wolves on Saturday. Make it easy for yourself, Leeds United. Don't put the pressure going into them last 4. Go and enjoy the FA Cup semi-final then. Just go and do the job. The likelihood is that Spurs will go to Brighton at the weekend and lose.
Yeah.
It's very, very likely, I think. So go and make it happen. Go and do it.
Well, that's the dream, Jay. I mean, if we could enjoy that FA Cup semi-final knowing Premier League survival's assured, I mean, that for me is what I'll be absolutely buzzing if that's the case, where you can just kind of forget about the league to an extent and just go, right, that's in the bag. We can just look at that cup semi-final, give it our all, and who knows what's gonna happen. Just get some comments in. Gail, we've not seen you on for a while. Lovely to have you on. Was going through it as usual, watching us. Thought another 11 minutes of interest. I text it out. I thought they're gonna find 11 minutes from.
I thought 7 were about right, to be fair.
Yeah. For everything that we're going on. Couple of the moments in the game then. The sending off. Now, I mean, obviously in real time, I didn't notice and I didn't think anything of it. I actually thought when he first gestured, I thought, what have they found? I thought they found like a penalty for Man United here or something.
From 20 minutes.
And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what? I was like, I couldn't believe what I seen. Then he got sent off. I mean, it was the stuff of dreams. I mean, a Man United player getting sent off at Old Trafford for pulling someone's hair. I mean, it was bonkers. VAR found it for us. It actually found one for us tonight, Jay.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one. We were having a bit of back and forth in the group because Downsy was saying it was nothing like the Alfie May one. For those of you that haven't seen it, this same situation happened basically about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, in a Huddersfield game where Alfie May kind of goes to try and pull the shirt of the opponent, but grabs like a dreadlock and pulls his hair. And it's the same tonight. Like, I think he was saying that it weren't the same, and this were more obvious. I think they were exactly the same. I don't think Martinez is going to pull his hair on purpose.
No.
I think he's going for something, and he accidentally grabs the bun in the flow of it, and he pulls his hair. That's a rule. It's a rule.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you shouldn't be pulling anything. It's not part of the game that you pull shirts. You kind of get away with that because the referee can't see and give everything. So if you accidentally go and then pull a man bun, every player, we should get a team full of long hairs, shouldn't
we? Yeah. Luke Ayling can come in and style everyone's hair and be like, right, this is what you need.
If you get a team, if you break a rule, it's a red card. It's as simple as that. So I've got no sympathy for him.
But you thought it kind of upset our rhythm a little bit because we started the second half kind of in the same vein, and it's strange that you're 2-0 up. They've got a man sent off. You're thinking, right, how do you handle this mentally? I do think you've also got different kind of player profiles. So you look at someone in that situation like James Justin, very calm on the ball. Everything's very relaxed. Where you've got Gabby, it's frantic. It's, still trying to make things happen. And, it's an interesting thing what it does to the psyche, because you probably, at 2-0 Old Trafford away, you're probably thinking, right, can hit them on the counter. But then almost the onus becomes that you have got to try and dominate. And I actually thought we started to do that really well. And then for some reason, we started to kind of rush things. And, I didn't think Nonto was brilliant at kind of that aspect. A couple of times when he held it up nicely, but a couple of times where ball got nicked away from him needlessly. And, they get the goal, Jay, and you're thinking, oh, it's happening again.
You're absolutely right, because the owner shifted. Even though we were 2-0 up and away from home, because we're then 11 versus 10, it was kind of on us to then go attack. But what it did was it turned some of the players round. They were getting the ball halfway in the Manchester United half and turning back round because they wanted to keep control of the game. It was really odd the way that it went out, and I actually think it suited us having 11 versus 11.
Yeah.
We were far better at winning the ball in the pockets. We were making them make mistakes when they were in possession. We were being pretty penetrative in terms of going through the lines. We weren't putting the ball in the back of net enough. I mean, if we had done, we'd have been 4 or 5-0 up at half time, and we'd have been talking about one of the generational performances at Old Trafford, because we were so good in that first half. And Manchester United were very, very lucky to not be at least 3-0 down. I think 4-0 would have been a fair score at halftime. Genuinely, the Tanaka chance. I'm kind of caught in a 50-50 of whether I thought that was the right thing to do or not. Now, obviously, in hindsight, once he goes past the goalkeeper, it's not, because Martinez makes a tackle, and it is a great tackle, by the way. But I understand why he does it as well. Yeah. Because he's got the goalkeeper bearing down on him. He's not got a lot of target to hit. So
it was brilliant, wasn't it? It was so brilliant from Tanaka, and then it just got away. You're like, I mean, 3-0, we could have been up playing. Unbelievable.
Mate, it was sensational stuff. But yeah, the red card did change it in a way that I don't think actually helped us that much. No. It changed the flow of the game in a way that didn't suit us for the day, but alas, it don't matter. Like we could pick that apart in more detail had we lost the
win. Jonathan Parry, all right, Brian, like, great result for us tonight. Well happy with that. Hope you're doing well. Great to hear from you, mate. Hope you're doing well as well. Come on, MOT tonight, mate. Brilliant. Hope you're doing well, pal. West Ham fan in the chat as well. Browney and Jason, great result for you guys tonight. Minio were lucky it was only 2. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because we're all watching each other's games and results and keeping an eye on it. I mean, that result, Jay, will send shockwaves. I mean, if you're a Spurs fan watching that, because there was a little bit of chat. I've listened to a few podcasts where people were kind of looking at Leeds' kind of recent form and thinking, oh, actually, they could be the ones that get sucked back into this. And I've seen a few Spurs fans hoping that's the case as well. But if you're a Spurs fan watching that tonight, you've watched your team give a pretty limp performance at Stadium of Light. You haven't won all year in the league, and you're watching Leeds United go to Manchester United, win 2-1, put them on 36 points, and we're 6 points clear of you. I mean, your head's got to be an absolute mess, hasn't it, at the end of that, if you're a Spuds fan watching that?
Well, the walls are closing in on Spurs. They're really closing in on them now. Like I've said to you guys in the group for weeks, I think Spurs will be the ones that go. They've got that kind of thing about them that happens to big clubs when they get brought into the relegation battle at this stage of the season. We've seen it. We've had it. Newcastle, Villa, when they went down as well. There's a certain kind of ethos that sets in, and this has been ongoing for 2 years with Spurs.
Yeah.
You then add in 3 managers. Is it 3 or is it 4? 3?
Yeah, 3, I think.
Managers in a season. Add in injuries, and you add in a lack of quality.
Romero for the season as
well. Like they have got the full combination of the mess that sees a team like Spurs get relegated. Yeah. Like they really have, this side that's playing at the minute, while I still think it does have too much, that it has enough quality to stay up if all of the other things were perfectly in place. We've seen better teams than this go down. Yeah. The team I'm not talking about the injuries. I'm talking about the players that are actually playing football for Spurs right now. The Newcastle side that went down, the Villa side, I'd argue both Leeds sides were better than this one that's currently on the pitch. So, for me, they are the team that will end up going. And I can understand from the outside why they'd have been looking at Leeds and thinking that they'd be the ones that were getting sucked in. But we've seen the performances, and that's why I've struggled with any flapping. And I've not, because the performances have been good enough, and we've been so close to these results. It's always felt like the result would eventually come that we would need. It's just taken a few more weeks than it maybe should have done. But yeah, if I were Spurs after watching this weekend, I'd be like, well,
where do we go from here?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
What are we going to do? Yeah. Tally, thanks for that. Let's go 2K subs for the show. Yes, indeed. Please like the video. That'd be much appreciated. Get subbed as well. Financial reports came out a couple of weeks, Jay, and it was all positive for Leeds United, positive in that modern day football finance thing of you still make a loss, but obviously it's positive in the context of how the league is. Us staying up this season, you and I have said how unbelievably vital that is to the overall plan. That tonight for me is just so massive in getting to that point, because I really feel like if we can build on this team and this squad, and I know Gav said we should be going for Iriola in the summer, but I don't know. I'm very, very interested to see what Farke can build from this. I really am. He's got his 4th year of his contract. I love this group of players, by the way, as well. When they were all over the Leeds end, I think we've put together the right personalities. It hasn't just been about what they can do with the football. I think you've got to have the right mentality. We didn't have that 3 years ago. No. We saw the type of player we had. They didn't have the mentality for it. This group do. This group have proved themselves, to have that mentality. Just the performances and just the way they handle the pressure and the type of players they are. I can't speak highly enough of the group, Jay. I think the man-to-man, I think just the right attitude. Someone like James Justin, perfect example. Came in, he's had a couple of really bad injuries, It costs, 10 million, less than 10 million. You're thinking, okay, squad player. We didn't see much of him till December. And he comes in the team. It's like, yeah, of course he's up to the level. And he's just comes in for Rodon. I mean, can I just say, by the way, I were worried about obviously missing Stack and Rodon. But, James Justin comes in tonight, fills that position with aplomb.
Didn't even notice them missing, mate. Didn't even notice that they weren't playing. And they are 2 of our best players.
I didn't.
We didn't. I personally think on this conversation, and this is definitely one for another day, really, but Farke deserves season 2 in the Premier League. It goes without question. And I think everything that gets laid at his door, he keeps on picking the bat up and knocking it right out of the park. That performance that you're seeing there tonight, especially again in the first half, he's putting that together at Old Trafford against the momentum that they've got, the quality that they do have. And he's getting them players. I've said all season that this team doesn't have a lot of quality, and it doesn't. That doesn't change after a good performance and a good win. It doesn't. He's managing to get that kind of performance out of it. He's got James Justin at right centre-back playing right wing, overlapping Jayden Bogle, still being defensively responsible. He's got the likes of Brendan Aronson and you know, with the lack of quality that he's got, being able to run himself into the ground to be able to allow the likes of Noah Okafor, Gabby Goodmunson, Jayden Bogle to do what they do around him. Ampadu's become a leader of men. Pascal Struijk has improved immeasurably this season. It's all down to Daniel Farke. It's all down to him. This is the same manager that they said that they couldn't do it because of 2 seasons at Norwich in the Premier League. And he's got 36 points after 32 games. Are we now on? Yeah, 32 games. With this side, it's an unbelievable return. And the performances that he's got out of the team this season has deserved a lot more points than that as well. That's the truth. So I am not entering into. I mean, I've noticed that JB's not here tonight. For those of you that
yes,
he won't be here tonight. You know,
no, JB, where are you? I would actually, call JB. Where are you? Get on. I want to bring this one as one major influencer said tonight. There is still a discussion to be had about replacing Farke at the end of the season. Crazy. I mean, the thing with Farke is, I mean, just look at what he has done. I mean, first FA Cup semi-final that I can remember in living memory. I was 2 years old when they got to the FA Cup semi-final, and now a win at Old Trafford. The fact that, make no mistake about it, we were supposed to go down this season with the restrictions, the way the league is set up. It's not for clubs like, you know, if you've been in the Championship forever and a day, it's nigh on impossible, or it feels that way. It's set up. Obviously, Sunderland have booked the Trend, and hopefully we're going to join them in booking the Trend. I think if 2 teams, established Premier League teams, end up going down this season, that is astonishing. That's astonishing if, you know, Spurs and Wolves go down after being in the Premier League for so long.
And it's even more astonishing for the second of the teams that stay up. Sunderland got such a great start and momentum carrying through. We have had to kind of tackle that bridge of gap that I've talked about all season for much longer. You know, we've had to we invested 100 million in this squad, in a squad that really needed a big overhaul. That's nothing in comparison to what it needs usually to stay up, and we've done that. And Farke's full of responsibility. Farke's got some weaknesses. He's got some deficiencies. He's not perfect, but you have to be careful what you wish for. There's a time and a place where it will become right that we move on from Daniel Farke. I'm in agreement with that, and I get on board with that. But you've got to be careful when you do that. And in my opinion, we've shown no signs that is anytime soon. No. Go for season 2. Let him finish 12th, 13th. You know, let him build. And you know what? If you think, you know what, we can see a bit more of an evolution from him again, then maybe we do go again. And there might be a time where you have to say, you know what, we were all wrong about Daniel Farke, because I struggle to believe him as a top 7-8 manager. But I won't be surprised. He has evolved and developed himself year on year. He's improved us year on year on year. And he deserves the right to get another shot at that next season. And I want him to, because I actually think he's the best man for the job. It's not just all about tactics. It's about the man management. It's about him knowing the squad, him knowing the club, him knowing the fans, being able to deal with us, because we're not easy. He deserves all the credit in the world, mate, all of it.
I completely agree. And it is a case of be careful what you wish for, because, you know, if you make that wrong appointment, if you get someone in who's not at it in the same way, forget it. That's your Premier League hopes over. Telly boys, I am not the biggest Farke fan, but if we close this season out, let's go give him 30 million players this summer. Well, this is the thing. Imagine, you know, if we can invest again. I mean, I think there were rumours about another 100 million. You know, if you put another 100 million into this team, Jay, you know, look what you could do. Look what you could get. You know, I mean, I think he deserves to you know, that chance to work with, you know, players who have higher quality, you know, and build on the foundations of what we've got this season. We know we're not the finished article in terms of quality-wise. We know in attacking areas, certainly, there could be a lot of work to be done. Let's go do it, and let's see what he can get out of this team with it.
I mean, would you trust him? You know, if you said, look, here's 100 million, we want another 10 to 15 points on the board come game week 32, I'd trust him. I would absolutely trust him. If that were the target, look, this time next season, Daniel, we want you to be comfortably safe from relegation. We want you to be on 45 points come game week 32, 33, something like that. I think he'd, with the right recruitment, I think he'd do it. Because I don't think we're that far off it this season.
No. I think he's the type of manager, and I've always felt like he's a safe pair of hands with this kind of stuff. Like, I know we didn't go up that first season, but the run from when we had a total messy August, that run to catch up, Ipswich and Leicester set a ridiculous pace.
Yeah,
remember, they won about 15 games on the trot, something stupid. And we got a massive lead, which we managed to close down, and we nearly caught up. But then second season, up. And if we stay up in an FA Cup semi-final, I'm sorry, but that's mega.
I just wanted to jump in at that point and just say, by the way, Leicester are currently about to get relegated to League One because they cheated against that Daniel Farke team.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to acknowledge that because we should have gone up that season. And that was in adversity, against all that we were dealing with. We should have gone up that season. Leicester wouldn't have gone up had they not cheated. In my opinion, that's why they're suffering this punishment that they've got. And they're about to become a League One team. So what goes around comes around. That's
Yeah, indeed. Gav, recruitment has to be even better this summer. I think we got away with 2 free transfer strikers. I'd say that's good recruitment because them strikers have got about 15 goals or something this season.
It's a great recruitment.
Yeah. Gail, not sure why Farke doesn't seem to like Tanaka, but that's the only thing. I don't think... See, this is the thing. I also, with Farke, I don't think he looks at players and goes, I have a personal kind of... I don't like Tanaka or something like that. I think he watches them day in, day out in training. He explained this in the press conference before. You and I went through it on our last show. He explained the reasons why Tanaka wasn't starting. Now, it's come to this point in April where Tanaka's got this chance. By God, he's grabbed it. Absolutely. And it's fantastic. I mean, his ability is ridiculous. He is ridiculous. So what he's capable of. But I think Farke has done exactly the right thing because when he was coming on and making mistakes before, and, he said mentally he wasn't quite ready for it. This idea, Gruev, he loves Gruev. Well, Gruev didn't start tonight, did he?
No.
Gruev didn't start against West Ham. Why do we pigeonhole it so quickly to the negative? I don't understand.
I've had a lot of conversations about this over different social media platforms this week with regards to Tanaka. Tanaka lost his position because he deserved to lose his position. It's as simple as that. It's got nothing to do with technical ability, by the way. His technical ability is excellent and he's better than Ilya Gruev. But in here, he's not. And that's what he's had to work with. He's had to work with his consistency and his decision making. And once he's got that together, Daniel Farke has reintegrated him back into the team, built his confidence back up, got a great performance against West Ham, and he was brilliant again today. If he can combine the technical ability with an improvement to his mental side of his game, he's an unbelievable footballer. He's then becoming towards not a finished article, but a much better product of what serves us. But he lost his place because he deserved to. Don't get it twisted. It's got nothing to do with favourites. Brendan came in and out of the team. He didn't start the season. If he was a favourite of Daniel Farke to start the season, he didn't. He worked his way back into the team through injuries and built his way back into the team. And this goes through the whole side as well, by the way. Joel Perreault was his absolute blue-eyed boy last season, is what fans said. Barely had a kick, barely had a sniff this season because he recognises the fact that he's not right for the team. And this goes all the way through the side. Lucas Perry has experienced this with him this season. I'd say, there's just countless examples. Longstaff came in, expected to be the man. He got his place in the team, got an injury, he's not earned his place back. He's not playing football. Nobody's mentioning Sean Longstaff. No. It's because Tanaka's sexy and vibrant and people just see his technical ability and ignore everything else because it's not fancy. There's no kind of trying to hold context of what it takes to be a Premier League footballer.
No, absolutely not. No, 100% agree. Gav, does Darlow stay as number one next season? I mean, Jesus. No. I mean, the thing is, how much do we sign Darlow for? About 500 grand or something? I mean, it's a bonkers situation that he's like number one. And, that ball that he punted out, by the way, that through ball to Bogle. I mean, who is this guy? What is going on? What kind of, he's about 36 or something, isn't he? And he seems to be having some kind of like late career flourish. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, he would never have expected this in a million years, would he?
He deserves a lot of credit. He does deserve a lot of credit. I'm not his biggest fan. I think he's a very bog standard, safe pair of hands is a way to kind of put it. I think Perry's got more in his locker. I think he's got more potential. I think he's got better capabilities of keeping us in games. But Darlow was super, super solid tonight, and we needed him, and he kept us in the game at the right time. His distribution was good. I think the biggest difference between the two is he's very comfortable with the ball at his feet in them shorter areas. I don't think there's anything different between their two distributions, really. If anything, I think Perry suits Calvert-Lewin slightly better. But apart from that, I understand it, and he deserves a lot of credit. And again, Farke deserves a lot of credit because he weren't happy with him, didn't have trust in Lucas. He took him out, and that's a manager, isn't it?
No, absolutely. Let's have a look here. Telly, boys, I may not agree with every opinion here, but you lads deserve more subs because your long-form shows have some of the best discussions anyway online for LUFC content. Much appreciated, mate. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Yerm here. So who do we think are guaranteed 99.99% wins in the last few games? I don't know. I'm not sure if I understand the question fully, but I'm going to say Leeds. Leeds are going to win. There we go.
I think Leeds win at the weekend. I think we win at the weekend. I think that's the only thing that we can look at is game by game in it. And I think Ellen Road will be rocking on Saturday, and there'll be an expectancy. And I think the players will have the bit between the teeth after tonight. And I think we just go and I think we put Wolves to the side. I hope I'm right. And then I don't think the rest of the season matters. I think we'll. Obviously it does, but you know what I mean. Like I genuinely don't think that the team that finishes 18th will finish on anything more than 37 points. So 39 will be more than enough. And I think we can then go and enjoy the rest of the season. We can put Burnley to the sword at home. We can beat Brighton at home. We can beat Chelsea in the semi-final in the FA Cup, and we can enjoy going to West Ham on the final day. Needing a win, and us can kind of play our part in it, and then we can enjoy an FA Cup final, hopefully against Southampton.
Yeah,
I'm just painting the perfect.
Yeah, please.
That'd be nice.
Ending here.
Gail, guys, thank you. So good to see you again on here, Gail. Hope to see you plenty on in the future as well. Should we have a little look at the league table? Let's have a look. Here we go. Leeds remaining 15th, but vitally 6 points clear of Spurs in 18th. And it's just the dream, isn't it? This morning I never thought we'd be sat here at this time looking at a league table like that. Brilliant, Jay. I mean, it just warms the cockles of the heart, doesn't it, to see us 6 points outside that relegation zone, and what a performance.
Yeah, six games to go, 6 points clear. 36 points from 32 games is a proper total, and we're trending to finish on 43 points now, which is a hell of a return. It really is for our first season back. We'll probably finish, I reckon, with 10 wins. 10 Premier League wins is difficult. That's a difficult do, and we might finish on more. With the momentum that we can hopefully build, and with the confidence of not having to look over a shoulder, hopefully come Saturday.
100%.
It's just such an impressive season. I look at that goals against column as well at 49. We conceded 10 goals against Arsenal. It's an unbelievable return. It's to the Premier League. 39 goals conceded in 30 Premier League games outside of them 2 Arsenal games. It's pretty impressive, mate.
It's absolutely sensational stuff. Got some Farke comments in as well. No doubt we deserve this massive step forward for us. Still work to get rid of Leeds are falling apart again narrative. Seems we deliver in key periods now. I'm proud and we take confidence, but we don't forget where we are coming from. We've achieved many records since last season, aware momentum can change quickly. Not seen it back, but I guess if VAR asks for them to bring it back, they feel it is a red card, and if the referee sees it then gives the red, it must be right. I was not happy with it though. We were the better team against 11, and the red card lights their fire.
Key today was our workload. If we give 1% less, we cannot win games in this level. We do not have players who can cut an opponent to pieces in one move. Everything needs to be precise or more on it for us. Yeah. And do you know what? And that's what he's done. He's got the levels from the players that he's encouraged and motivated to get. Phenomenal. I mean, last time we got relegated, we just threw it in every week. We were absolutely shocking. No effort, nothing. He's got us game after game after game right at it. And yeah, he's absolutely spot on. And what a season.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. I just seen your man. It's a hell of a name, by the way. Yeah, Daniel Farker's spot on. I just wanted to talk about the 39 points. Like, I think what happens is we kind of, as fans, we get like super paranoid that things are just gonna change overnight because we're part of it. The reality is that Spurs have got 30 points after 32 games. So in what world is it likely that they're gonna get 39 points? They've not won a game in 2026. They've had 3 managers in that time. They're not even trending to get a point per game, which would be 38. So in what world are they going to get 39? Like the reality is that this 40-point total hasn't been a thing for years and years. People are still saying that it could be 42. We've seen 42 as a record once, and that was 20 years ago, I think it was, when West Ham went down with Carrick and Defoe and that team, and they finished on 42 points and went down. The Premier League's far too spread for that now. The top teams win far too many more games in comparison. I think it'll be 36, 37. I really do. I think Spurs will finish bottom of this group on 36-ish.
Yeah. It's I don't think it can be overstated the level of that achievement if we knock out Spurs of this league. I mean, Jesus. I mean, that's incredible.
It is, right. I mean, I'm just sorry to kind of butt in. I'm so giddy tonight, Sandra. I'm saying that they're going to finish on 36 points. That includes them winning 2 games out of the last 6, and they've not won for the last 4.5 months.
Yeah. So
even I'm probably over-egging it. Like, the likelihood of them then getting 6 points in the next 6 games is unlikely. It's high based on what we've seen. They can't win a game. Yeah. I said to you dinner last week or during the week that the Saturday's game for me will make or break with Sunderland.
Yeah.
If they beat Sunderland, the momentum would shift.
Yeah.
But losing in the way that they did, the rot is just it's like there's been no manager change.
No, it's phenomenal. Just need to get over the line now, Jay. Another win on Saturday, and surely that will be it. But that tonight, I mean, it just changes the complexion of it phenomenally. Anything we've missed from the game tonight? Then any performances? Anyone else we need to highlight before we go?
It is hard to just
take everything in with the media. I cannot wait.
Oxford's goals were great. We should have scored 5 or 6.
Well, that's it. I mean, we were creating chances at will at that point, weren't we? Just every time we were going forward, we just looked like an unbelievable threat.
Yeah, I mean, we were brilliant. The way that we moved the ball, the way that we opened space up, how brave we were in possession. We weren't looking to go sideways always, which is a blame that gets put at Daniel Farker. I've always understood it, but we really did put them to the sword. The intricacies of the movements, and there was just so much to love around it. There really was, especially in that first half, as I've said so many times during the stream. But yeah, they were brilliant, mate, and we were cutting them open at will. That what I was really happy with was how good we were in the press. We were pressing them into their own box. We created 2 really good chances from turning the ball over really high up, the Tanaka chance being one of them. We were just brilliant to a man. And I mean, it's not going to be every game that looks like that, because, as an example, Wolves are not going to play like that.
No.
Wolves are not going to play out from the back and give us the opportunities to do them kind of things, and they're going to play in a low block likely and look to spoil and all the rest of it. So it's not going to then automatically look great on Saturday just because we were great today. But mate, I'm just delighted, and like I said right at the beginning of the show, we just deserve it so much, and we deserve our moment against them.
Oh God, 45 years in the making. That 45 years in the making, absolutely phenomenal. How do we, when we kind of go against Wolves, and how do we make it so it doesn't look like Burnley and Brentford and Sunderland home games? How can we change that? I mean, just someone like, if you've got Tanaka and Okafor would massively help. I don't think either of those played, did they? Or I think Okafor might have come on late against Brentford. But how do you kind of make it more of what we saw tonight? I know what you're saying about how they're going to set up and everything, but is there anything we can do to make it better than what we've seen at home lately? And I'm not blaming Leeds for that. I'm just saying, opponents come. I mean, I'm hoping, someone like Tanaka, because of the way he is, maybe he can bring a different dimension to us. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
I think the tenacity and intensity is the big thing. If you turn up on Saturday and really look to put Wolves to the sword early, I think if you 1 or 2 goals up in the first 20, 25 minutes, the game's dead and buried. It's getting that first goal. So it's not so much about I think the personnel will be the same if it can be, because I think the injuries are going to be the injuries for a bit, and you don't change that side unless you really have to. You get at them in exactly the same way. You move the ball quickly. You put the ball into dangerous areas for Calvert-Lewin and for Noah Okafor. You get to the bylines with the likes of Gabby, Jade and James Justin. You really penetrate in them spaces, and you're brave. For all people criticise Gruev and want Tanaka, and I've defended it, I absolutely hear that he is far better between the lines. He opens up spaces. He pulls footballers towards him with the way that he holds the ball, and that opens up spaces. And Ilya Gruev can't do that. So when you've got somebody in the team like Tanaka, you make the most of it and you use them. You're brave on the ball out of the back line. So Jakobi All, Pascal Struijk, James Justin, they look. I remember when we played under Bielsa and we played man for man. I remember us coming up against Liverpool and Kanate carrying the ball into big open spaces because we were man for man. And that's how teams ended up playing around the Leeds system under Bielsa. You have to do a little bit of that sometimes when you're playing against a low block. You have to hope that Pascal can run into that midfield and create issues. So, that's the long and short of it for me. It's a pretty good game plan, I'd say. I think I've put the tactics together quite well there.
Let's get the message out to Farker, Daniel, if you're watching. Come on. Don't worry about it, mate. Get here. Glenn, I never thought I'd see us do Ole's.
It was unbelievable.
Well, I know, just knocking it about, you're just thinking, God, where are we here? What is happening? Johnny, Spurs players look like we did under Allardyce. Yeah,
it's true as that. It is true as that. That Spurs side look very reminiscent of what we looked like when we went down. Lack of fight, lack of real determination. No structure, no plan, real not bottling's the wrong word, but turning it into a better expression. Too many players that don't care enough, too many players on loans and not really in it for the fight. They're not bothered, some of them. Archer's getting a lot of credit, but he shouldn't be having to carry that team on his shoulders, really.
That's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? But this is about Leeds United, and Jay, we have done it. Just before we sign off, final thoughts. Leeds United winning at Old Trafford. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, does it, in terms of league results? We can just enjoy it. I mean, I'm just going to be watching the highlights over and over and over again until the Wolves game, I think. I mean, but this is the moment of the season, isn't it? I mean, this is the game and the moment of the season, isn't it? It has to be. Unless we go and win the FA Cup. But this has to be the moment where we look at this season and go, like that first season under Bielsa where we won at Man City 2-1, and the results isn't the way you're just like, wow, this is the one.
Yeah.
Desperate to beat these, Jeff, for so long.
I'm not embarrassed to say it either. They're our biggest rivals. For a lot of my lifetime, I've had to make do with having rivalries with Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Huddersfield for a period of time, and I don't really see them as a particular rival. They're more of an annoyance, but they are the teams that, in terms of geography and then somewhat of a rivalry put together. We had the luxury of getting them in the FA Cup and doing what we did to them on January 3rd. 2010. You know, it don't come around too often for us, so we should absolutely enjoy this. You know, the fans that were there tonight will remember that for the rest of their lives. They will be reminiscing about Manchester United away on Monday Night Football, when Noah Okafor scored twice. Manchester United finished with 10 players because Dominic Calvert-Lewin got his hair pulled. Like this game will be spoken about in generations in 30, 40, 50 years' time. This is true. This is God's honest truth. You know, when we're grandparents and we're reminiscing back, we'll be talking about this game. Absolutely. And we were here to experience it. So we should absolutely love that and take every minute of it. And it means so much in the league as well. Yeah. You know, it's given us that safety net.
I mean, that Man City game, as amazing as it was under no pressure because we were fine in the league in a sense, and it was COVID and all that. Something was riding on it. Let's just not wait another 45 years there before we do it again. I'd like to be alive the next time.
We've taken the hoodoo off it now, haven't we?
We've taken the hoodoo, yeah. A bit more relaxed now.
I said that to you earlier today. You were like, "Oh, I read this article 45 years ago."
Yeah. First bloody thing I saw this morning. That I like. Oh God. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were like, "Yeah, these records are there to be broken." Fantastic. Well, there we go. We'll wrap it up. Thank you to everyone who got involved, commented, and
Luke's comments just there.
Yeah, there had to be one. The only one we've had. The only one we've had on tonight. Fair play.
I mean, I'm not going to even give it the
your tears, mate.
Yeah. Just keep on bringing them into the chat, Luke. But let me say, Manchester United fans do care about Leeds United. We might not be quite as big as Liverpool, but I would say that we're on par with Manchester City in terms of the rivalry scale. Like, they do not like Leeds United, and that will sting tonight. So when you get into your little bed and you've got your little jimmy jammies on, you'll be dreaming and having nightmares about Noah Okafor. You took yourself in nicely, Luke, okay?
And make sure you subscribe as well, just before you do that. Always keep it on business. Good stuff. Me and Jay will be back Friday. Jay, are we around for a Friday morning show? So we'll be there. We'll catch up there. We'll probably still be talking about this game, to be honest, for the hour, but why wouldn't we? Leeds United fans, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of the week, and enjoy the rest of the season after that one. We'll be back Friday. Like, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in if you're watching this again later. We'll see you Friday. I've been Stephen Brown. With me has been Jason Booker. Jason, thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
I think this definitely deserves to be played out with.